Hello everybody, I'm getting ready to make my lavender lemongrass soap. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and move the camera and okay. Now I need to add my additives. This is kaolin clay, finely ground oatmeal, and coconut flour. So anyway, gluten-free diet didn't run. Burn my stick blender. Nice and stirred in. Okay, now I'm going to burp my stick blender again. Because this time we're getting ready for the lye. Okay, and this thing right here, I use this to make sure that no big large chunks of tussa silk. I have sea salt and tussa silk in this because this is my coconut recipe and it's a softer bar than my lard and palm recipe, so this helps make the bar a little bit harder and it makes it easier to come out of the mold. Out with this sieve, works perfect. Anyway, put that aside. Stir with my spoon here a little bit first, and then I'm going to hit it with the stick blender for a couple of pulses. Burp again. Always burp. A little thicker before I add the heavy cream. And the fragrance oil. And I always like to use some of the uncolored batter in my soaps, part of the design as well. Sometimes it doesn't show up as easily and sometimes it does. But anyway, so here's my fragrance in this jar. It's a glass jar. And you weigh it out so that it is safe for the skin. You buy skin safe fragrance. Always check to make sure they say they're skin safe. If it don't say they're skin safe, then they're not, and you can't use them in the soap. Has to be skin safe soap from the section for the soaps, and that it does say skin safe. It'll give you a percentage rate which is safe to use too. You don't want to use too much. So anyway, I use it at 5% most of the time. Most of them are about that rate, more than likely. A little bit like this, and then we're going to get to finishing the soap. I've got my colorants already mixed up and ready to. Anyway, I don't like to over stick blend. Surprisingly, with light. So, I'm going to just stir this a little. I'll use it again in a little bit. Okay. So this is the white. I want lots of white. Now I'm going to pick this back up when I'm ready to stick blend, after I get all the colors in. And here's my yellow. This is the purple. I might need more of the purple. I have just a little bit of this, but here is my white. Now, start with my white. I'm going to stick blend it a little bit. Now this okay. I'm going to scrape this down. Now, right now it's pretty fluid, but as I'm working on it, I'm sure it will thicken. And again we go. And it's easier for me to scrape it when I don't have that stick blender part on. Now for the green, to stir up the yellow really good. Oh, and I'll be getting my molds here in just a bit. And burping the blender. Forgot to do it a couple of times ago. So get as much of this off. They're really good. Perfect. Didn't need much. Thick enough to go. I'm going to set this down. Tall and skinny mold. And here we go. Now we'll start with white. And right now it's thin enough to pour it down the side. I got it on the sides a little bit, so I'm just scraping it off. Soaping is messy. Very, very messy. Down. Purple. Now I'm going to go for one layer of the stripes. This is why I wanted more white, lots of white. So anyway, now coming with this instead of the white. Okay. So next the green. Now, and there's a trick I get to keep the angle when I turn it. I need to scrape down the side. So what I do is rubbing alcohol, just a little more layers. Purple. Yellow. White. And more green. Maybe that. Now I do the same down the side. Forgetting to scrape the sides. Not everybody scrapes the sides for this technique. A tilt. This is starting to thick up a little. It's still pourable. What you want? Not there yet. I'm doing it backwards this time. Look here, we're going for green. Cool thing, you don't have to do it in all the same orders. The titanium dioxide does make your batter just a little bit thicker. Okay, now I'm going to squirch. Now what this does is it makes it not sink and it preserves the shape a little. It'll come on top rather than sinking below. And here I'm going with white this time. As much. And more of this. And here I'm at the stopping point for this. And I'm going to scrape down this side finally. Now, this one, Notice moving the angle, changing it. Remember, squirted it to preserve it. So here we come with white. Back to the other side. Because the batter is starting to finally thicken up a little bit. If it gets too thick to pour, you'll see I can spoon it onto the sides and scrape the sides and flatten it down. And some of this. I'm running out of this clear color. I like to see the discoloration. I don't think that these two fragrances discolor too much. Scrapey, scrapey. Now, move this aside and get this one back and turn it. And wait. Last one of these I'm going to do. And yellow. I don't think I can have it on the angle anymore with this one. Now, let's start with some white and kind of spoon it over it. That alcohol makes it be able to do layers. Splattered out. Put this aside. Okay, here goes the last of this. I do have more white for my piping, so that works. Getting this out of here. Before I started soaping, my elbows were very rough. And one in particular was so rough that if I rubbed it on the cover of the bed, it would hurt. And now, I don't have that problem anymore. I guess it's because of moisturizing this. Can't make healing claims though. That's against the rules. Don't want to make it become a drug, and FDA thinks it's a drug if you make healing claims. You get in trouble with the government to make healing claims. And I'm not saying it healed me, I'm just saying that the moisturizing of the soap and maybe the exfoliation that happens in it helped me a lot. Now to another color. Maybe the yellow. I don't want to add too much of that rubbing alcohol. This is pouring over my spoon. This is another technique that can be done. Usually the bars get quite big with the 1 pound mold. It's time to tap. If you notice, I have this reinforced. So here we go. my hands are too slick. Fill in some of the gaps. Okay, now remember those embeds I made the other day? Here they come. Go with a purple and a yellow. So I'll just do that. And the yellow and purple. They're just too big to have each for itself. Get these on the side. There. These I can squish on there. A little different. There we go. Those do it that way. Okay, goal for Sharon. Get a smaller piping nail. Make smaller roses. Okay, I'm going to throw some extras in there. Oh, that's good enough. Now back to my piping. I'm sorry, I messed up a while ago. I didn't remove the camera angle. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this. It's got the green. I don't need as much. So basically I'm piping between the roses a little bit and over top of the buds. And like so. And you cover some of the imperfections from that. Here. Then like that. Kind of just squeeze it and pull it like I do with cake roses. I mixed this one up. I whipped it up before I did it this time. Much easier. Anyway, so some of your imperfections that you see from where you pipe the roses, you basically want to cover up. Just basically wherever you feel the need to put them. And there we have it. It is piped. And now I'm going to spray it down and put them to bed. Bye now. I will see you later with my next soaping venture. All right, bye now. See y'all later.